All right, now I want to talk about fire and water. And why do I use fire and water represented a little bit? Does that sound evil to you? Fire and water. Why does my altar have the look of fire with water and a few other things? With a thinker on top, thinking. Because fire destroys, but can also create. It's a way of thinking in all sorts of sectors. And water replenishes. And too much of that also is a bad thing, but it can also be a good thing. Everything has a balance. You just need to think about it for a bit. What do you think about my volcano and how I presented that? Do you think that's evil too? You can let me know in comments. It's fine. But there's nothing evil there. It talks about main elements of creation. Just doing two at the moment. Well, you could say three with Earth, using stones and stuff. But they're the two colour elements. And those two elements can be interpreted in many ways, as we do with the Bible. It depends on what our intelligence is at the time we go to interpret what we believe it could be. If we got it wrong, and over time we see things aren't wrong, because if they're not wrong, they will work, and if they're wrong, they will not work over time. The more wrong it is, the more it's going to play up, or quicker it will play up. So when it comes to humans and education, we become the weakest link collectively. So when it comes to the collective, we've got smart humans out there, we've got all these things and great things, and other people use their image as in, that's my dad, that's my father, that's my family, and we did this and we created that, and we work together. But if we get to a point where things get too easy, which is like doing too much for your child, it gets out of control. You see. Anyway, I thought I'd chuck that out. Little thoughts about my altars, my memorials, the way I like to see things, how I'm interpreting it. Anyone can, you don't need the badge to. In fact, if you're complaining about these badge areas, well, they're failing. Perhaps you need to see someone that hasn't got a badge at all. How did restarts happen? Right. So we just study ourselves, and then we find where we want to sit, or till we know better in somewhere else, or do something else. Anyway, have a good one, and hopefully we can truck in doing that without physically hurting people. That's the worstest thing out there, is when you physically touch someone. You can speak, we have words of speech. Speech just can be scary and everything. It's the first step of peaceful communication without violence, because the violence is what hurts. The stealing and physical harming. You can do a lot of threats, but threats don't mean anything unless you've had the physical harm before. Now, if you've had the physical harm, or you've got 100% proof that someone has physically harmed you, or saying they're going to, and they do physically harm people, then perhaps. But if you don't have that, you need to think about why someone may be wanting to harm. In a lot of cases, it takes two to tango, you see. You can't say to someone to do something and provoke something, and if they do it, try to tell them that they were wrong, even though they're trying to give you a point first. You can't twist the story, you see. Some people try to do things like that. But anyway, have a good one. And yeah, twisting the stories, getting information right, figuring yourself out, propaganda, people wanting to be you and denying you. There's all sorts of craziness out there, isn't there? As they do it for their benefits and ego. It's a little bit like when people who want to do things for their benefits and ego they will do such things as I'll have people come and get you, and then the next day, if they can get away with you not getting evidence or anything like that, bad guys on, there's no evidence, I know I did it. Then now I'm going to say that they did it. And twist it. And it's everywhere. So good luck in finding the information you need to. Good thing about this time at the moment is that if you need to, you can. Definitely for yourself. Good luck with trying to get other people to see the way you are. The only thing you can really do is that if they like it, they perhaps steal and take it from you. And in a way, you might get another way of connecting with people because they eventually pretend they're you so they can get benefits. And then you'll be able to connect. People do that crazy kind of stuff. Have a good one and see you later. And once again, I'll get back into just fading away as we go to break habits I've talked about before. And you're willing to give time to change and see as you look up the things that might do the similar thing. You just keep on trucking with what you do until you need to do it or when you believe you should. See you later.